Okay, so Seedtime Microgreens goal today is simple. By the end of this session, you will understand exactly how to grow healthy, beautiful microgreens at home from seed to harvest. So don't worry if you have never grown anything before. Microgreens are one of the easiest and fastest crops to grow, and I'll guide you through every step. Perfect. It's great to see people joining from different places. Welcome everyone. If you ever wanted to grow fresh food at home but thought it's complicated, today's session is for you. By the end of this session, you will have a complete roadmap, a complete understanding on how to grow your first tray successfully. So I also want to know why you are interested in microgreens, whether it's health related, it's your hobby, you wanted to grow you wanted to invest in a business, or you wanted to grow as a you are looking microgreens as a product. You can type in the comment section in a chat box, because someone might have a health issues like diabetes, BP, immunity issues, while some people like gardening or growing greens, while some people think microgreens as a profitable business, profitable product. So whether your goal is better health, low food cost, or a new income stream, this guide is for everyone to go from seed to superfood. So let's start with the common questions that arises in everyone's mind. Like the most common question I get: what exactly are microgreens and why are so many people growing them? Let's dive into that. Okay, now what are microgreens? Microgreens are not a trend. Okay, they are scientifically validated functional breakthrough. These tiny seedlings harvested just 7 to 14 days after germination and have been shown by studies to contain up to 40 times more vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants than their fully mature counterparts. And they use 90% less water than conventional farming, grow year around, they grow indoors, and in any climate you can grow this crop. Okay, so can anyone guess how old these microgreens are? Like from tiny seeds they have become such a beautiful nutrient powerhouse. Yes, exactly a week old. They just took 7 days to grow. Okay, so this video that I'm showing right now, this video shows like these are the seeds, and then after seeds, within 1 to 2 3 they took 1 to 3 days for germination, that is their blackout phase, and after that 3 to 7 days for cotyledon emergence, and that will be the transfer from blackout to light phase. And microgreens, that we harvest them at their as their first true leaves, when their first true leaves appear, that comes in between 7 to 14 days, and after that, if you let the plant grow, that will turn into baby greens, which take 20 to 40 days. So the sequence is seed, germination, okay, then cotyledon, okay, and then true leaves. So seed, germination, cotyledon, true leaves, that is the sequence. So briefly, microgreens are the seedlings of vegetable, herbs, and edible plants harvested at their cotyledon stage, the first leaf stage of plant development, just after the germination and before the plant produces its first true leaves. This window is typically between 7 to how many days? 14 days. Okay, after sowing, and is when the plant, and it is the window, this 7 to 14 days, this window is where the nutrient density is at its absolute peak. The seedling has consumed this stored energy from seed and converted into concentrated vitamin, mineral, enzymes, and phytochemicals to fuel their rapid growth. Okay, these are the different kinds of microgreens. Okay, these are the very popular beginner varieties. Now research has shown, has shown some varieties may have high levels of certain nutrients than the mature leaves of the same plant. Okay, not all microgreens are created equal. Each variety has a distinct nutritional fingerprint, and understanding what each one offers allows you to build a personalized microgreen rotation that targets your specific health goals. Like for example, brassicas. Like in brassicas, there are broccoli, radish, cabbage, arugula. They are the richest source of glucosinolates and sulforin. Okay, now the second category is fabaceae, that is the legumes like peas, lentils, fenugreek. They are high in protein, folate and fiber. Third is Lamaceae. They are into a herb category like basil, cilantro, dill. They provide aromatic oils which with antimicrobial properties. And last is Amaranthacea. It includes amaranth, beet, spinach, and they are rich in beta-cyanine and iron. So let's dive more into their nutritional details for some microgreens. Like broccoli, let's talk about this broccoli microgreen. If you have grown broccoli microgreen, they are the sulforain king. Broccoli microgreen are arguably the most studied varieties in nutritional science. They are the richest known dietary source of sulforain. Broccoli sprouts and microgreen contain 10 to 100 times more sulforain than the mature broccoli that we eat in our daily lives, like they are in the market and mature one. Now the sulforain bioavailability in humans, we consumed fresh broccoli microgreens, demonstrating the compound is effectively absorbed and exert antioxidants, anti-inflammatory, chemopreventive and neuropreventive effects. So this broccoli definitely is a sulforain king. Now next is radish, the speed champion. Why they are called as speed champion? Because they are among the fastest growing varieties. Ready in 5 to 7 days, they are exceptionally rich in vitamin C, folate and anthocyanin. Okay, particularly in red radish varieties. Okay. Now the anthocyanin compounds in radish have been studied for anti-carcinogenic properties. Their peppery flavor comes from glucosinolates compounds, giving them a meaningful anti-inflammatory activity. Okay, and now let's dive into the famous sunflower microgreen. Like the sunflower is a complete protein source. They are remarkably in the plant kingdom for containing all 9 essential amino acids. Okay, making them a complete protein and extremely rare quality in plant-based food. They are also notably high in vitamin E, that is tocopherol, which provides cell membrane from oxidative damage and healthy unsaturated fats. And of course we have to talk about basil, the aromatic defender. Basil microgreens concentrate mainly into the essential oils that give mature basil its distinctive aroma, like linalool, eugenol, methane-chavicol, but in higher densities than the mature one, of course. These volatile compounds have demonstrated natural antibacterial and antifungal properties. Basil microgreens are also high in flavonoids, including orietin and vicenin, which protect cells from radiation and oxidation damage. Okay, now different microgreen species have fundamentally different bioactive compound profile, and that consuming a variety of species is the most effective strategy for comprehensive nutritional coverage. Now aim to rotate in 3 to 4 varieties per week, so you will get benefits of all microgreens. Now again the question, like which one would you like to grow first, if you are a beginner or if you have grown microgreens before. Now which one would you like to grow? So a seed is essentially a biological energy capsule. It contains everything the plant needs to grow its first set of leaves. Now all that stored energy, including the fat soluble vitamin, mineral, defensive phytochemicals, is concentrated in a seed and the very first leaves. Now when you eat microgreen, you are consuming the plant at the moment. It is putting every calorie and nutrient it has into growth. Now once the plant establishes itself and begins photosynthesizing at full capacity, this concentrated nutrition is diluted across increasingly large volumes of plant matter. Now, what are the key nutrients found in microgreens? Let's talk about that. Like vitamin A, C, E, K. These are essential for immune function, skin health, blood clotting, and vision. Minerals like iron, zinc, calcium, potassium. Brassicas microgreens are particularly good source of this, like calcium, potassium, iron, zinc. Antioxidants. Let's talk about antioxidants. Polyphenols, flavonoids, carotenoids. These compounds neutralize free radicals responsible for cellular aging and chronic disease. Now, red pigmented varieties like red amaranth, red cabbage showed some of these highest antioxidant activity. Glucosinolates, sulforaphane, we have seen like brassicas are the sulforaphane king, like uniquely concentrated in brassica microgreens. Okay, and they help for cancer prevention actually. Now the chlorophyll, this the green pigment responsible for photosynthesis, also supports detoxification, alkalize the body, and has been shown to support red blood cell production. Live enzyme, because of the enzyme also we are consuming microgreens. When we harvest fresh and raw microgreens, retain active digestive enzymes including protease, lipase, amylase, which support nutrient absorption. Okay, so in and all, they are all the antis. Okay, now antioxidant activities, which means it reduces oxidative stress markers. Anti-inflammatory action suppresses inflammatory cytokinins. Anti-cancer properties, particularly sulforaphane in brassica varieties. Antibacterial effect, especially in herb family microgreens. Now anti-obesity potential that supports healthy lipid metabolism. And anti-diabetic effect they also supports insulin sensitivity and glucose regulation. So these all benefits you will get from microgreens. So that's why they are called as, of course they are called as superfood, for that reason only. Okay, so let's see the ideal environmental condition that you need to grow microgreens at home. Okay, now the temperature requirement is 15 to 25 degrees Celsius. It's okay if it is between 18 degree to 22 degrees Celsius, or maximum to 25 degree Celsius, because for air temperature, for growing medium, you have to maintain that for optimal generation. Okay, for optimal germination. Okay, now the temperature below 15 degree Celsius significantly slow growth and increase susceptibility to mold, while the temperature above 25 degree causes leggy, thin stems and yellowing leaves. So that's why you have to keep the temperature between 15 degree to 25 degrees Celsius. Below that you cannot grow because it will slow growth, and above that you cannot grow because it will cause leggy or thin stems, or maybe can be yellowing leaves. Okay, humidity, you have to maintain between 50 to 65 degree relative humidity. Now lower the humidity causes wilting. Higher humidity increases mold risks, particularly during the blackout phase. So you have to maintain between 50 to 65 degree. Water pH, of course, for serious growers, water pH should be between 5.5 to 6.5, and it is recommended for optimal mineral uptake. Okay, let's talk about light. You can grow in sunlight, there will be no problem, but that is totally unpredictable, the lumens and the intensity that you will get. So full spectrum LED grow lights, if possible, you can grow. The light should be 6 to 12 inches above the canopy. That means from the bottom of the rack, it should be 6 to 12 inches height. And the blue wavelength that is 440 to 470 nanometer, and red wavelength 640 to 680 nanometer are the most biological active for leaf developments. So that's why I'm talking about the growing lights and color temperature for optimal germination. Now, airflow is also required. Now, good air circulation is non-negotiable. A study shows that the oscillating fans running at a low speed strengthen stem structure by causing the plants to develop more supportive tissue. The air movement also suppresses fungus spore and accumulation. So what kind of essential equipment, like the complete starter kit, you will require for equipment? So let's see this video. Start simple. You do not need a large setup. Okay, now you have seen this tray. Okay, so shallow or growing tray you will need, and because it holds growing medium and seeds. 3 trays you will require: one with hole for growing, one without for bottom watering, one to put weight to stimulate root development. Okay, so you will need these growing trays. You can also use this plastic container for growing microgreens. No issue with that if you are a beginner. Okay, the next is cocopeat. Why you need to use this cocopeat? Because cocopeat is our growing medium. It anchors root, provide moisture. Cocopeat and soil mix, these two growing medium is okay. They are the most forgiving for beginners. Okay, so you can use cocopeat. They are good. See, I use these seeds from the beginning of my this growing journey. It's from All That Grows. Now these seeds, why you need seeds? Of course they will develop into microgreens. So start with easy ones which resist weather condition. Like radish is the famous one. You have to grow radish as a beginner, as a first your seed, microgreen seed. So you have to grow this radish because they are the most resistible. They can easily grow, and the timeline is like within 4 to 5 days they are ready to grow. So these All That Grows, they have this zip lock. Okay, now all the products that I am mentioning, the link is in the description box below. Okay, these are the beet seeds actually, and they also provide like the germination percentage, the purity percentage, the date of packaging, valid up to everything in this package, in this seed packet. Okay, so and the next you will need this spray bottle. The spray bottle for what? For gentle misting during the germination phase. Like you have to mist the top layer in the blackout phase also. Fine mist setting only we have to use this spray bottle. Okay. Okay, now you need this weighing machine to weigh seeds and to know how many grams of seeds require per tray. So they can purchase accordingly for your next tray. Now in business it requires in documentation for to calculate pricing. So whenever you grow these microgreens, please note down their weight and then only sow or spread in trays. You will need water, of course you will need water, but thumb rule is down water when roots appear. Use filtered one. If the TDS is between 250-300, then okay to use tap water, otherwise use the filter one only. Okay, now all the links are in description box below, and if anyone sells any of this, okay, one more item, like the scissor and the storage box. Of course scissor to use in harvesting. During harvesting you will need one scissor, or you can use knife also if you are comfortable, no issue. It's up to your choice. Okay, and you need this storage box for storing the microgreens. It should be airtight. Okay, so the whole thing is this: you need tray. What you need? Tray, of course, what we have covered: weighing machine, water, scissor, the storing box, seeds, and the growing medium, and these are easily available in Amazon. All the links are in description. Okay, but if anyone sell any of these items, kindly share your contact details so that people who are interested in growing, they can also try that. Like you sell microgreen seeds, so kindly share your details in the chat box. If you are selling any growing medium, you are selling trays, so put your contact details in a chat box. Users will definitely contact you. Okay, now let's talk about seeds then. Now, understanding seeds. Now, we have these all different kinds of seeds that are available in a market, but some of them only we can grow as a microgreen. Okay, so you should choose by flavor and function, that is by taste, harvest speed, and the market demand. This makes them useful for both home kitchens and premium food presentation. Okay, so different seeds have vast different germination requirement, optimal density, sensitivity to environmental variation, and among these, radish, mustard are considered beginner friendly because they germinate rapidly. Like I already said, within 24 hours you will see the germination, show visible progress quickly, which maintains your motivation, like okay, within these hours I got this germination, so that will boost your growth journey. And tolerate a relatively wide range of temperature and humidity variations. Like basil and fenugreek on the other hand, basil and fenugreek on the other hand is very sensitive to temperature. They are prone to damping off if overwatered, and germination is very slow, so not ideal for as a first crop. Okay, so good beginner seeds. What are the good beginner seeds? Mustard, radish, sunflower, peas, broccoli. Initially, please avoid coriander, okay, beetroot, and fenugreek. Please, no first attempt on these seeds, because it will never boost your, never. It's hard to grow actually if you don't have any experience. For the beginners, I'll never suggest this seeds. You should have this growing experience of at least 10 to 12 trays. After that you can start growing coriander, beetroot, fenugreek. You will up to that you will have this understanding about the microgreens germination, microgreens growth, environmental conditions. So the basic microgreens growing cycle you will understand by that. So after that you can experiment in a small plastic container, that is okay. So and the common mistake that beginners do are they use treated kitchen seeds. Do not use kitchen seeds. Okay, if you want to use kitchen seeds, then it should be untreated, like mustard. In Hindi it is rye. Okay, so you can grow mustard seeds, that is okay. You have to use non-treated seeds, food grade, non-GMO seeds, and no hybrid seeds too. Okay, use seeds that are specifically for microgreens. Okay, it's okay if you are using kitchen methi also, fenugreek, it's okay. Now let's talk about growing medium, like how to prepare cocopeat. So this is the video and on how to prepare cocopeat, growing medium for growing microgreens. Now, why we are choosing cocopeat? Cocopeat is porous, let the root to breathe, hold moisture. Now take this dry cocopeat and pour some water and let that expand. See how it expands. Now pour more water. To dissolve any salts, if there are present any salts, that will dissolve them. Okay, see how wet they are. Now you have to squeeze that. Okay, do not use this wet cocoa pit. You have to squeeze with your hand. You should be able to squeeze it and get only a few drops of water. If they are making this structure, then only you have to use that. Okay, see, like this, they are ready to grow. Now what do you think happens if cocoa pit is wet? Let me know in the comment section. I want to know, like, what do you think if cocoa pit is too wet, what will happen? Why I told you to squeeze the water? Okay, mold, yes, correct, excellent. Yes, mold. Why mold? Because excess water blocks the tiny air pockets in the cocoa pit that are present. This creates a dark, stagnant and damp environment, and too much water invite fungus. So it will create mold. Second, poor germination. No consistent shape, excellent. Poor germination. When cocoa pit is too wet, it blocks the flow of air. Now seeds needs oxygen, of course, to wake up and grow. In wet cocoa pit, seeds cannot breathe, which leads to poor germination and rotting. Okay. Third is root issues. It will cause root issues. It holds too much water. Because of the wet, cocoa pit will hold too much water and pushes out the oxygen that roots needs to breathe. So without oxygen, the roots will suffocate. This creates a soggy, airless space where harmful fungi grow, leading to root rot. So there are 3 points: mold, poor germination and root issue it will cause if the cocoa pit is too wet. So you have to squeeze and remove the excess water. It's okay if there are few drops, squeeze it. Okay, now let's see step by step process. Okay, now the practical comes. Now you have to learn how to, if everything is present, every equipment is there, seeds are there, you know how to prepare the growing medium. Now let's see into the whole process, like how to prepare your first tray. Okay. Now the growing sequence is: prepare tray and medium, sow seeds evenly, mist and press gently. Blackout or cover during early germination is needed. Move to light once sprouted. Water carefully to keep moisture even. Harvest when stems are strong and leaves are developed. See, different crops vary, but many are ready in 7 to 21 days window. Okay. Now begin with untreated food grade seeds from the trustable supplier. Seed quality is the single most variable in microgreen success. Seeds intended for agriculture planning are often coated with fungicides. This must never be used as microgreen production. Soaking in clean room temperature water for 4 to 8 hours dramatically improves your germination uniformity. Okay. So you have to weigh, like, see, the 7 gram of radish. Note down in your diary, like, for one tray you are growing, sowing 7 gram of radish. Okay, so for the next tray you will take that 7 gram. And for that 7 gram, how much harvest you get, you have to record that also. Like the harvesting microgreens, you have to weigh that also, and you have to note down in a book or in a diary. So that for one tray, how much harvest you are getting, you will come to know that. Okay, so after everything, like after soaking, what you have to do after soaking, you have to strain. You have to strain the microgreens, wet microgreens, and then you have to spread in a dry cloth for 5 minutes. Let them dry, and then you have to. They are ready to spread in a growing medium. Okay. So this video is regarding how to prepare seeds and how to spread the growing medium. Okay, fill your growing trays with 1.5 to 2 inches for pre-moistured growing medium, that is cocopeat. Create a smooth level surface. Sow seeds in every layer across the entire surface. Aim for no overlapping. Press seeds lightly into medium with the second tray to ensure good seed to medium contact, which improves germination rate. Okay. Now most beginners fail because what they do, they spread, they sow too many seeds, which will cause overcrowding, reduce airflow, increases mold and fungal growth, and leads to weak leggy microgreens. And they do uneven spreading, which again causes patchy germination, results in uneven growth, causes competition for light and nutrients, and makes harvesting difficult. And third mistake that they do is overwatering, which what they do, they promote mold and fungus, causes root rot, reduce oxygen to roots, and leads to damping of disease. Okay, so these three things beginner have to keep in mind. See, first is growing medium, then seeds, and this top layer, thin top layer you have to put to cover seeds actually. See how I am filling these corner areas. Now this is how you have to prepare your tray. Now tell me, let me know, is this overcrowded or the correct one? Now let me show you other. Tell me, this one, is this overcrowded or before one that was correct? This is actually overcrowded. See how many seeds are there in this tray. Many seeds. The seed density is too high. It will overcrowd microgreens. Okay, so that is not you have to do. You have to very good spreading should be there. Even do even spreading. Now let's see. Now after you prepared your tray, you keep in under the blackout. Okay, so let's start with that after blackout phase, like after the roots develop, what happens? After blackout there will be a germination, and you will transfer from blackout phase to light phase. You will transfer that tray which was under it will generally it takes 2 to 3 days under blackout phase. So after that you have to, when there is growth, you see the cotyledons have appeared like this, so that time you have to transfer them to light phase. Okay, so the blackout phase, cover the tray and place in darkness. This phase is critical. Darkness encourages seeds to push roots down into the medium, building strong root network. Now before expanding energy on leaf growth, research shows that the blackout phase produces what happens during the blackout phase. Let me tell you, to push down into the encourages seeds to push down roots into the medium, building the strong root network before expanding energy on leaf growth. Now research shows that the blackout phase produces significantly more uniform and robust seedlings compared to the immediate light exposure. Now lightly mist the underside of your cover, not the seeds directly, once daily. Now most varieties will show visible root development within 24 to 48 hours, and the shoot emerges during the day 3. Now after day 4, day 4 onwards, you have to introduce them into light. Now once approximately 90% of seeds show visible shoot emergence, remove the cover and move to your light source. At this point, shoot will be like pale yellow. That the video that I'm showing you. See, they are which color? Pale yellow or white. This is normal. Okay, within 24 to 36 hours of light exposure, chlorophyll synthesis begins, and the greens will transform to vivid green. This color change indicates that the photosynthesis is underway, and the plant's nutritional profile is intensifying. Okay, see how they are yellow in color. The cotyledons are yellow in color. but they will develop into this green color when you will transform them into light phase. See how they turned into green. Okay, so maintain 26 to 12 of maintain 12 to 16 hours of light per day. Like personally I feel 24 hours light, 24 hours blackout. Okay, so that depends on you. 16 hours light, 8 hours blackout, that totally depends on your choice, your setup. Okay, personally I prefer 12 hours light, 12 hours blackout. Okay, and the water by bottom watering method. Pour water into the outer no hole tray. Okay, allow the roots to absorb moisture from below. This keeps leaves dry and dramatically reduces mold risk. Check moisture by lifting the corner of the growing tray. Proper moisture shows even dark colored medium without water cooling. Mist only if medium appears very dry, and you have to maintain the airflow continuously. You have to maintain airflow. So this is like day 4 of Radish microgreens. Okay, now let me know. See, this is what a poor germination, the result of poor germination. Okay, this tray will look like this if the seeds are not germinated good. Okay, now this is the example of good germination. See how the seeds are germinated evenly and very beautifully. These are beet seeds actually. Now let me know. Guess this germination. Tell me. First one and second one. Which one is a good germination tray? Germinated tray. Let me know. Which shows that okay, this one, the first one is good one, or the second one is the good one. Which tray shows you good germination? Which tray looks good to you? First one, excellent. First one, yes, it is good germination. Okay, now this is a question answer break. Till now, if you have any question regarding the topic that I have covered, let me know in the comment section. Okay. Now lighting and watering. Light and water are the two levers. Okay, you will master both, and if you have mastered lighting and watering method or techniques, now you have mastered growing microgreens. Okay, so lighting, why it is important? Because the bottom watering and good airflow reduce mold. Okay, provide 4 to 6 hours of light daily for healthy growth. Light, water, climate, the right environment matters. So good light helps microgreens stay compact and green. Too little light can cause weak, pale growth, while too much heat can stress the crop and it will turn into yellow. So what is the best condition? Bright light but indirect light, or if you have LED, then LED lighting is also good. Even moisture, not soggy trays. Okay, the medium should be moist. Regular airflow to reduce mold risk. Moderate temperature for healthy growth. A clean, stable environment creates the best visual quality and shelf appeal. Okay, of all environmental variables in microgreens cultivation, the light quality and watering discipline have the greatest impact on both yield and nutritional outcome. Now research shows that the suboptimal lighting is the single most common cause for poor results for a new growers. Okay, now plant uses, let's talk about light in more detail. Like plant uses light through photoreceptors that respond to specific wavelengths. For microgreens, the most productive wavelength are blue light. The blue light have the wavelength of 440 to 470 nanometer. What it does, it drives chlorophyll production, compact leaf development and stem strength. Blue light is the dominant requirement at the vegetative stage. Okay, now comes to red light. The wavelength is between 640 to 680 nanometer. It supports overall photosynthetic efficiency and seed germination. Okay, now fully spectrum white light. Okay, the wavelength is between 4000 to 6500 Kelvin. Okay, so it provides the balanced wavelength that support natural growth patterns. Now, LED lights drive the best result for indoor microgreens. Consistent intensity, because of consistent intensity, low heat output, prevent what they do. That will prevent wilting, programmable timing, and the long lifespan. Now the natural sunlight works again, but it's the daily duration and the intensity are unpredictable. In monsoon you will not get sunlight, in winter also sometimes there is not. So if you want to grow personally, have these grow lights, okay, 1 or 2 grow lights, that's okay. Now let's see the signs of light stress. Okay, too much light or too close to light, what that will do, it will do bleaching, white patches on leaf will curl, drying out at the edges. So too much light cause this, and too little light, pale yellow green color, elongated leggy stems, sparse leaves. So that will that is because of they are not getting light actually. Now let's dive into watering. So overwatering, again I told you, is the leading cause of failed microgreen trays. The key principle is maintaining the consistent moisture without water logging. To top water for both yield and food safety is good, because it keeps leaf surfaces dry, reduce mold and bacterial growth, encourages roots to grow downward and strengthening plants, deliver moisture more evenly across the entire tray, reduces the risk of stem rot at the soil surface. So bottom watering, not top watering, actually the bottom watering yields both food safety and the proper microgreens growth. Now, what is the protocol for watering? Now, during blackout phase, mist underside of cover lightly once daily if the medium appears dry. After light introduction, when you transfer from blackout to light phase, bottom water once daily, or when medium surface looks light colored or dry, do bottom water. Okay. Now before harvesting also, do not stop all the watering to reduce leaf moisture. Okay, if you are harvesting at 8 o'clock, so before 12 to 4 hours, do not give any water. Water quality, let's talk about that. Use clean tap water or filtered water. You have to maintain pH, okay, that is of 5.5 to 6.5 for optimum mineral absorption. Okay, hard water, they are high in calcium, magnesium, and it is generally fine but may leave mineral deposits. So it's better to use filter water. Okay, this is about lighting and watering. See how I'm showing. See, the tray is fully with water. Should I add water? Of course no. So this is not the correct way. See, the bottom water is dry. Like they have absorbed, the microgreens roots have absorbed the water. Now pour water and then put the tray. So this is the correct watering method. Okay. Now white fuzzy growth on soil. Okay. Now let's talk about the problems now. A white fuzzy growth on soil. What is the cause? Mold from overwatering, poor airflow. And how to fix that? Now reduce water and increase air circulation. Okay, if there is a sign of leggy and a pale growth, why? Because of insufficient light. What you have to do? Move closer to light source or increase hours. Now second is next is uneven germination. Now uneven germination, why? Because of poor seed quality, use quality untreated non-GMO seeds, okay, and spread evenly. Now seed hulls stuck. Why? Because no weight over the seeds. You have to put your cover tray during you have to put weight over the cover tray during blackout. If you are using in specifically in fenugreek, in beet seeds, okay, so in that seeds, in Swiss chard also, they are the hard seeds, okay, you have to put weight over the tray so that seed hulls do not stuck. Okay, so let's diagnose a failed tray. Okay, now I have shared every problem with you. Now let me tell me what's wrong with this tray. Okay, what happened? What do you think? What went wrong? Overwatering. Yes, it is because of overwatering, poor circulation. What about this? See, microgreens have become leggy actually. Why? Because they didn't get that light. So they are growing straight. They want to move closer to light. What about this? Are they showing any growth here? No, they are not. Only few microgreens have grown here. So what is the problem? Uneven germination. The seeds are not good. What's wrong with this tray? It's the most easy one. What's wrong with this tray? What's wrong? It is overcrowded. Obviously they are overcrowded. See how they are. It won't grow into a good one because they will fight for nutrients, for nutrition, for water, for space. And if the seed density is high, mold will be there, fungal development will be there. So be careful with that. Do not overspread. Okay, now what causes mold most often? Of course, too much water. Too much water causes mold. Okay. So avoid overwatering, overcrowding, insufficient light, delayed harvesting. See, microgreens are easy to grow, but a few problems are common. Most issues can be corrected by improving moisture, light, or airflow. So common causes are yellowing. Yellowing usually because of weak light. Mold, too much water or poor airflow. Slow growth, low light or overcrowding. Uneven strands, uneven seeding or moisture. Weak stems, insufficient light. Because of insufficient light or a dense crop pressure, there will be weak stems. Okay, so small adjustment often make a big difference in appearance and harvest quality. Since microgreens are eaten young, seed quality matters. Okay, again, use food grade, untreated and reliable seeds. Avoid treated or unknown seed sources. Store seed in a dry, cool place. Clean trays and tools before every cycle. You have to clean your trays with hydrogen peroxide. Keep growing trays hygienic and remove spoiled or diseased trays early. Okay, so these are the things that you have to keep in mind. Okay, after this watering and lighting, you have you have seen what you have to do during the light phase, what problems can occur, how to fix that. Now let's dive into harvesting. How to harvest? Okay, so harvest just above the soil surface. Okay, soil line, using clean scissors as a edible part are stem and leaves. Okay, store in a dry refrigerated containers. Harvest and storage, what you have to do, you have to keep that microgreens freshness alive. Okay, so you have to handle them gently so that stems do not bruise. After harvest, keep them cool and dry. Harvest in the morning if possible. Avoid crushing during packing. Use breathable or vented containers. Store in refrigeration. Deliver quickly for best appearance. Good harvest care helps preserve color, texture and their shelf life. So how to know that they are ready? These are ready actually. How to know that these are ready? true leaves will appear, okay, but in some varieties after true leaves appear their taste differs. So you can also harvest after cotyledon fully developed. It's up to your choice, okay. This here the cotyledons have fully developed, that's why I harvested, because I love their taste till that stage only, okay. But if you want to grow, further after their true leaves appear, then you want to harvest, it's up to your choice, your taste, okay. Good height 4 to 6 inch, again depends on the variety. Some variety like amaranthus, they are very they are very small as a microgreen, okay. So 4 to 6 inch, if they have grown, you can understand that their harvest stage has come, okay. Strong color like beet, amaranthus, again they have shown their strong color, like the cotyledons are strong vivid green, so that means their harvesting stage has appeared, okay. Now the optimal harvest signal is when the cotyledon leaves are fully open and standing upright, okay. So that's how you will come to know that the harvesting stage has come. You can use scissor or knife, it's up to your choice. Okay, you see that container, the storage container, I've used that tissue paper so that it will absorb the moisture and it will not spoil the microgreens. Okay, here you have to keep a few things in mind, like the temperature of refrigeration, should be between 1 to 4 degrees Celsius. Why? Because it will slow the respiration and microbial activity will also reduce, okay. Now the container should be airtight with proper paper towel lining, okay. Paper towel, what will do again, it will absorb condensation. The container should be rigid. Why? Because it will prevent crushing, okay. Atmosphere should be normal. Microgreens need to breathe, so vacuum sealing do not do because it will accelerate yellowing. So this airtight container will work, okay. When you want to eat, like the window is small, within I think half an hour you have to eat that. So when you are storing microgreens, do not wash, keep it like that. Now after half an hour you want to eat, that time you wash them and you can eat them raw, okay. Okay, so if you are starting your first tray this week, type first tray in the comment, okay. So this is all about this session from sowing to harvesting. So let me know after this session you want to I have encouraged you to grow these microgreens, so kindly type first tray if you are growing them in this week, after in the next week. Today you have learned the complete microgreen process actually. Now choosing good seeds, prepare medium, sow evenly, blackout period, proper watering, light exposure, harvesting at the right time. So here I think don't aim for perfection on your first tray, okay. Aim for learning only. Oh, these are you are at the beginner level, so it's okay if the trays are failing, you are not getting success in the first tray. Try second, third, at least in fourth you will get the success, you never know, so try that. Okay, someone has asked about the recipes, like how we can add into our food. So you can add to salads, for crunch and flavor. You can top sandwiches and wraps. You can garnish soups and soups and your bowls, salad bowls. You can blend into smoothies or pesto. The most I think important culinary principle for microgreen is straightforward: eat raw, add them fresh, after cooking your food, you can garnish them. That is the best one. Okay, in smoothies, they can act as an invisible upgrade. Okay, you can blend them into your smoothies. And in salads, they give you texture, they give you color, they give you a dense topping. Okay, in sandwiches and wraps, you can use to layer for crunch. In soup, in soup or bowl, salad bowl, you can garnish, you can scatter them, and you can eat them raw. You will love that. Okay, eat them raw, of course, after wash. See, here I am showing you this tray that I have recently growing. These are the beet microgreens. And to know how I succeeded in growing these greens, join our WhatsApp community. Link is in the description, as I will share all the details in the group, and you can also share your progress as a microgreen growers. So if you have enjoyed this session, don't forget to subscribe, and let me know in the comments what topic you would like us to cover in the next live workshop. Okay, as we wrap up today's live session, I want to thank each and every one of you for spending your time with Seedtime microgreens. Okay, and remember, growing microgreens doesn't require garden, special key skills or expensive equipments. Okay, all it take is one tray and the willingness to start. Growing microgreens is not about being perfect. It's about starting with your first tray and learning from each grow. Okay, so try. I'll challenge you this week, like grow your first tray and share your progress with us. Definitely, I would love that if you share that with me. I will definitely love. So until next time, happy growing, and I'll definitely come up with the next topic, that is the microgreens business or the next microgreen. Let me know in the comments like what you want me to grow next, so I can share that video with you. Any experiment that you want me to do with microgreens, so I can share that also. Okay, so if you have any question regarding this session, the whole session, let me know, please.